You know, one of the downsides with having to record all my audio again is when I suddenly realise the next video I've got to do is over an hour long. Well, actually, no, it's not all over an hour long. It's 59 minutes long. 57. Ugh. I don't know how long my video is supposed to be. Yeah, it's nearly an hour long. Yeah. It was more difficult enough for me to talk first time when it was live. Now I've just got to see all of these people die again. Or die for the first time, actually. So, Gus Hunter's the only person I've actually put on the side, because I've, again, forgotten to reconfigure the ship. That's a theme that'll happen. And also, yeah, didn't put anybody on the other side of it. And also, just to add to the confusion, we're fighting at night. And I believe that was a very well-placed flare shot, if I can actually see anything out of that. So, Setzer throws the world's worst electro flare because I didn't realise for 0 before I randomly clicked it, so huzzah for that. And thus we go out into the spooky farm. I haven't mentioned it hundreds and hundreds of times yet. Love the music in this game. It has the perfect balanced fear atmosphere thing. The original XCOM was, at times, played in the dark, a scary game. For those who don't believe me on that one, playing in the dark, doing a terror mission when it's early mission, and hearing the chrysalid noise. People who played the original game know what I'm talking about. People who loved the original game really know what I'm talking about. But yeah. No matter how many times you play the game, in fact, because you've played the game, it's one of the few things that's scarier when you know what it can do. And it's Sebulon. But dear God, the chrysalids. I remember dealing with the first. I'm probably going to talk on tangents here. This is a long video, and you can sort of see what's happening there. I could do useless stuff on top of that. Good kill, by the way. Also, we know he's the Express Civilian. Huzzah, clues. But I'm probably just going to more talk about my old XCOM experiences, I suppose. But I remember the first or second time I'd ever encountered chrysalids. Possibly this was the first time I realised what they could do. It was second terror mission, and I was playing it badly. I was still playing it on the PlayStation, actually, at this point. I know I was playing it badly because I had people still with basic rifles. I had not got laser weapons yet. You want to know why I was going laser weapons first? It's because of chrysalids. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I had some armor, I think. I think I'd got armor, and I think I'd done a few other things as well. So I was definitely still learning the game. At this stage, probably hadn't completed it. But yeah, so we encountered a terror mission of snake men. Snake men we'd already encountered in the previous mission. They seemed okay. I'd been able to shoot them down in a couple of missions beforehand. No problem. We then hear the noise. Twice. That's not a problem. I hadn't realised what it was yet. And then we see the black thing scurrying around. We shoot it about 5 times, and it drops in that one round. And so, at this point, I still don't see it as a threat. It's just a big thing. Big armour-plated thing, seemingly not carrying a weapon. Though whether I was aware of that or not, I didn't know. Then, because I'd moved forward in order to get a shot, I hadn't spotted his friend. The second chrysalid, running around the corner, and Spike. So it only hit one person at that time, but then I'd seen another one of the zombies walk around as well. So at this point I had 3 enemies to worry about. Not that I actually realised it at the time, but yeah. So I decided to kill the chrysalid first, as you do. Missed, hit the zombie, killed it in one shot, and with a rifle, that's a really amazing shot really. And suddenly we have 2 chrysalids. 2 chrysalids that I'd been able to deal with just about. With that, with 5 shots thus far, 5 hits I should say, actually more than 5 shots. So at this point I'm scrambling backwards because I've also got a snake man who I've seen last turn. Yeah, so we begin scrambling backwards. I lose one. Next turn goes by, I lose 1 to a snake man. Yeah, really fortunate with that because there was a chrysalid nearby as it happens. And then the march of the chrysalids begins. Reaction fire kills the other zombie. I now seeing 3 chrysalids. At this point, I start to shuffle people around inside the inside the ship. At this point, just moving somebody to the outside to read support, I notice against the far wall I can just see another chrysalid. It's less than 8 spaces away, but because of where it was positioned and I didn't have guards outside the doors, I didn't think I'd need them. On the basis that anything that tried to come up the ship was going to meet rifle fire from the 4 guys that left in there. Yeah, it was 8 spaces away. So I shot at it. I shot at it with the second guy as well, who I just moved out there. I shuffled back, and then noticed the last 2 guys had pistols. We're talking basic pistols. I don't even know why I had them on that ship. Basic pistols. Yeah. The next turn, it climbs up the ramp and converts to both of the front people, to zombies. At this point, yeah. At this point, I should have bugged out, but at this, I still thought at this point I could fight on. I could do this. I could at least get my guys back to the ship this turn. So that's what I did. They spent their turn doing a fighting retreat, effectively. Well, it was more retreat than fight. And I concentrated on killing the chrysalid. Missed. Hit the zombie, didn't kill it with the first load of shots. Second load of pistol shots did hit and kill the chrysalid. I'm amazed that happened, actually, more to the point. But also, in that rapid fire, he'd also killed the zombie, meaning I still had a chrysalid to worry about. So, chrysalid and zombie, all ammo depleted. My guys have actually run much closer to this newly activated chrysalid. There were no survivors. That turn, every single one of them was caught and converted. I think one of them got lucky and was plasmaed by that snake man, but that was a fun, terrifying night, and that was the end of my second attempt ever to complete the game. And from that point on, laser weapons. Thank God, laser weapons. It might have been that I had them sort of researched and... Oh, by the way, that was a ridiculous shot. Yeah, I do make ridiculous sniper shots sometimes, but I knew it was going to regenerate. I didn't want to risk anybody else. And as you can see, it's this is far from a crack. As well as the fact there's my heavy weapons person there who is suppressed. So since there's no way of firing back at this point, she's got 12 hit points left. Half movement, so I move her out of the way. At this point, Kane's got the shots. We take the shots, we get a hit. Getting slightly annoyed at the fact that we haven't killed this one yet. And then we kill that one yet. So now there's at least 2 of them still back in there, and in fact there's one there. Admittedly, we got plenty of cover in that direction, but still, it's far from nice. So I decided to just basically work out what I can do from here. I know Sammy's got no cover here, but I figure what's the major problem at this point. Not sure what we're doing at all here. I don't know what that sight was about, actually. Well, Captain Rose trying to be the super sniper from the back, miles away from anything, seemingly. And decided to run Gus back up, because we're going to need extra shotgunners to try and deal with the ship. So, Scruffy and Sammy. That's the 2 people we got here ready, and I decided, I think, to take a shot here, just because, why wouldn't I? Really don't have a lot of option. Oh, actually, I decided to be cowardly, hide behind, and take a worse accurate shot. And I get hit for it. But we use up a reaction fire at this, I suppose, at this point, so it's not the end of the world, but still. It could be for Sammy. Except Sammy doesn't have really terrible accuracy. And I've got no reaction fires whatsoever available there. By the way, there's 4 alien signals we've noted. A whole 4 of them. Oh dear. I think another major experience I had in PlayStation was the first time I realised that Terra aliens could go into normal missions. I don't think this was the chrysalid that tipped me off, though. I think it was encountering a cyber disc. But still, that was an experience and a half. I've always played the same way though, without the save scumming rules. I mean, I do occasionally use them when I know a game is lost. I actually did it with the original, my original Xenonauts Let's Play with the base defense. I save scummed to actually win that, but really by that point I had nothing left. Even I had 2 soldiers left, even with save scumming the end of that mission. In fact, considering that, I'm amazed I did as well as I did in the base defense. I know we kind of ruined it with my own sort of held position, but yeah, there were loads more aliens out there. I dealt with most, certainly Reapers. I learned what Reapers did after the LP ended. Oh boy. Yep, we know about Reapers. I kind of guessed from their sort of makeup that they were going to be Chrysalid style things, and why wouldn't there be Chrysalid style in the XCOM game? There has to be a Chrysalid style thing. But yeah, we had that one resolve itself into doom and gloom. And then saves come back. But yeah, it was doable, but it just wasn't continuable. But anyway, Cyberdiscs in normal missions was a bit of a stunner for me at the time. It just was unexpected. I mean, I still won the mission, I think. But it was just a curveball, and I like that XCOM was able to do that. By the way, that was a reasonably silly move, and this is even sillier. Shotgunning, half damage to the face. We decided to duck on the basis that it might be better if I ducked. Amazingly, you do not hit Sam. You cannot hit my shoulder guy in the back on either attempt. Suppress there is fine. I can live with that. And this is probably worse for suppression. But that's 2 kills in 2 quick shots. And because I'm suppressed, I can actually decide to move on with Ashton a little. Duck and shoot. And all generally speaking going well. Keen to follow. See, this is how the cracking of a UFO should go. I don't know why. Again, I keep doing. I've done that beforehand, and I'm sure I'll do it later as well. That, by the way, is just me working out snap angles, and I think better of it in a moment. I really hope I think better of it in a moment. So let me be back for cover for not a lot of reasons. Actually, no, I know that door's going to be open, so. So Captain Rose just moves along. That will be fine there, I think. Maybe. Or maybe I thought it at the time, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bad move. I'm not... Because of everything else, I'm convinced that was not the move to take there. It only had 4 damage, surprisingly. But it's the fact that we know there's probably others in there. In fact, now we know there's others in there. But hey, we're in a reasonably good position at this stage to just shoot everything we can see. And in fact, that is more or less what Gus is about to do here. Face. Never underestimate shotgun to face. It always works better than you think it should, and it should work very well. I got the hit, but not the suppression I was after with that. And let's try again. And actually get the kill. Again, not entirely what I was after, but I'm not going to complain it a kill. The plan, though, was suppression there, so I can move in Sammy or Scruffy to just get the kill at short range. Sets are still wounded. Yeah, Rose would run forward, definitely. Gotta get our super sniper into the battle somehow. So at least 1 left. Probably 2. In fact, we already know there was at least 1 left because the battle's not over. And I decided to run Gus up on the basis I'll have a normal shot. If I can see him through the door, I can't. Which means Sammy will move up there, and next turn we'll go and use one of these 2 to go and shotgun for the win. That, by the way, was me misclicking, pressing the stop button and trying to move him back. But it's fine. It's what Scruffy does. He does what he does for his own reasons. And we should not question those reasons. So door opening a lot, and the civilian was just basically complaining at us for basically destroying his farm. Like you would. So use Gus to open the doors. And right there. Take the kill, take the mission. Losing again a competent soldier in Lieutenant Blue. Which, again, yeah. Lots of injuries on the board as well, but you know what? Going okay. Except, you know, for all of the alien activity we can't see south of Temple of Power and south of Beta Complex. So thinking about this, there wasn't actually an XCOM expansion this year, so I'm hoping they're working on something else for next year, because otherwise I've got no idea what I can do for my 6-year anniversary. I could do Apocalypse, which is the third game in the old XCOM series. There's also the UFO games I could play as well. I have played through the first one at least, and I quite like that. I'm not sure I like the direction of the later two, but still, they're okay games. But I probably would only do the first of those if I was to go and LP them at all, which I imagine I will. But yeah, I think that's the next one in sequence, really, is Apocalypse, unless another modern one is made. And I know people have wanted me to do that. Is it Apocalypse or Armageddon? I forget. It's the third one anyway. And it's not one I've actually played particularly. I've played it once or twice. It's a completely different animal to the first couple of games. I can't say I ever completed it or even really fully understood it. But I'll certainly give that a go at some stage. I'm not sure whether I want to do it live action. I'll probably still do it turn-based, because, you know, turn-based, that's how I roll. At this stage, I'm doing what I've later discovered is probably a really inefficient way of using these engineers, but, you know, it's nice to have things planned out. What I should not be doing is this. It's wasting time and resources doing things like that. You do concentrate on one thing completely, or don't bother. And my gesturing with the mouse is probably telling me that I'm saying the exact opposite at that point, but I know the truth. I am older and wiser than the person who made this video. Because I am the person who made that video, but I made it earlier. Huzzah! Advanced Beta Complex is now becoming more and more online, and is very nearly at the point where it can actually do things. Hire a second Condor. There's a Foxtrot which I'm building to transfer over, I think, at this stage. It even has a Charlie, and I believe it now has everything it needs now to actually function as a base. And at this stage we go and set it up to be an engineering base, or don't I? I might save money on this one. I've only got about 200,000. Yeah, I end up building an extra storeroom just on the safe side. I don't think I've got into any storage units though. On either base, because it doesn't store as much stuff as the older games. That might be a trap I've got into, and it might be something I can actually optimize when I get back to the future. Or back to where I actually am with things in the recording of this. We shall see though. Time moves on, Foxtrot is finished, and I think that's a direct transfer. One thing I do like about this sequence is that it does actually properly relocate them on the map. So you can see it's actually flying over. So now we have a fully functioning Beta Complex defense formation, and that'll be useful for the future. We'll need a third one in Asia at some stage. And time moves on. Presumably there's a second. I was about to say, presumably there is a second mission on there, because otherwise I would have split the video off a little. So here we go, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I sent both Foxtrots out, which is a silly idea, really, but you know, it's a small enough UFO that I'll get away with that, and it means it can't now outrun us. This is why it's a silly idea, because now the second one's arrived, and I now have not a lot of ways of dealing with that other than sending out the two Condors, which are slower. And regardless, we're now out of ammo, so we now have to return to base. See, it's a very silly idea to do that. If I'd have split them off 1 and 1, they'd have been fine, and the same thing would have happened. I might even have got both of them. Well, I might not have got 18, but that's now actually moved to the point where I think, hey, I can do something with basic complex. I can send out 1 foxtrot. Yeah, that was my mistake there because it hadn't been fueled at all. Oh no, that was the other one. Still, I know my other craft hasn't been. And but it probably would have been a bit of an effort for me to go and resync myself with where I was, so we'll just have to deal with random blank space in there. So we're equipping our soldiers for the shot down UFO, and I think this stage we are now actually properly, we are actually naming the basic complexion soldiers. This is a proud day. Also, I appear to be getting some lag, which should not be happening. So here we are, Private Rams on heavy weapons, Anion on is the basic rifleman at this point, which probably makes sense. He probably could have been a sniper. No, in fact, I did make him a sniper. Okay, fair enough then. We also do not have any jackal armor. So Anion, you have an awesome moustache, by the way. Next up on the list, I did make a list. This list actually lasts me a surprisingly long time, I'll be honest. I do desperately need new soldiers though. Dr. Baron. And with his high accuracy and reflexes, I imagine this guy's actually going to be our assault. Or a shield. Now I go assault. Low strength, otherwise I'll probably do that. And make sure he's got a stun grenade. Stun grenades are increasingly important, but I seem to forget about those a lot. They're an answer to a lot of problems. Okay, that was random noise. Well, that may be why I'm experiencing odd bits of lag. Thank you, AVG. So yeah, not really to talk about too much here, other than me just working out equipment quotas, and I don't know why I'm putting them off of the belt, except to keep the medkit ready. That's fair enough. Joe Simon, rifleman. And this will be our sniper, so it's probably Rochambeau. Yeah. I think I don't know why I prioritized the pistol over the medkit, because the medkit is infinitely more useful. But huzzah, new sniper. In fact, we now have 2 in the team, which is a little awkward, but still. Highly brave, lots of time. We have the return of our turbo turtle. Hold on, didn't I call it Turbo Turtle 2? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I cloned you at some stage. If I did, or I do later, no. Why would I? For some reason I thought that was Turbo Turtle 2. Maybe it was meant to be. I'm confused myself now. This is very easily done, I'm aware, but still. So we have our shield soldier, which will be the War Child. Accurate reflexive health, good all-round soldier. This is probably just going to end up being a rifleman. Kitsumina. And our sir not appearing in this mission. Yeah, now I realise why this took so long. I had a mission with rookies coming up. Heavy weapon soldier. With a I don't know why I'm desperately trying to get people onto shock lances and things, but sir not appearing in this mission is Thwacker. But undoubtedly you will be in a mission later. In fact, I can almost guarantee you will be in a mission. One of those 8 will die. Especially as it's an ice mission. So, just a quick configuration of the dropships. Yeah, I really should do this more often because it's one of my major weaknesses when I'm planning this. I normally, yeah, I was about to say, normally precision rifles or assault shotguns at the side there. Shield in the middle, ballistic shotgun, rifle. Oh yeah, that makes sense to me. Should really do that more often because I really don't. Could also just directly airstrike it, but you know, we get additional money for doing it this way, provided we're successful anyway. And economics is a big part of the early game in this one. If you get to a point where you're struggling financially, you are going to struggle. Certainly when you desperately need laser and plasma weaponry. So there's the interception, which does work, and I think I just decided to auto-resolve and kill that one because, you know, it needs to happen, and it gives us a plus on money and whatever else. So huzzah! Following items arrived, 1 aircraft, which is the second Condor, I believe. So, the first basic complexion mission soldiers is on ice at night, and with most of the troops not having, in fact, none of the troops having armor. Place your bets, folks. Who's going to survive this one? I'll never tell you, even though I will. So yeah, mission 1. This is the defining mission in Basic Complex, actually. The defining mission. So War Child does the obvious move of moving directly out there, and immediately we're in trouble. And immediately I'm cursing at Anion for not spotting that. But we do have a reply at least. Boom. And Ramza earns the first kill of Basic Complex. So I now continue my move. It makes sense. Why wouldn't I continue my move? Yes, I'm gesturing my fears. There could be somebody over there. There probably is somebody over there. And I can't really throw a grenade into the water to find out. But on the plus side, there doesn't appear to be a lot over there. I also can't run Pirate Joe round. But at this stage, I'm already contemplating splitting into 2 teams. But there you go, Dr. Baron. He'll be fine. Maybe. Probably not. And a lot of this is me working out how many tiny units a lot of people here need. Because Beta Complex have a massive weakness in the number of time units. And boom! So I've now had it confirmed. There is somebody over there. I can't see him, and I've got War Child positioned in such a way as, yeah. It's better to at least see what we're up against. Amazingly that hits, and we see him. Rochambeau does have a shot. Missed. So, all in all, this is going to be easy. So I might as well have a burst shot on the off chance of getting a suppression going. Unfortunately, that's put him into a really bad position. Not as bad as Kitsumune, though, who doesn't even have that escape route, and they're still going burst shots. We got the suppression going, so he's at half time units, but again, trapped. You can see it's Shadowhawking tactics coming in here. High level Shadowhawking tactics. I know you're doomed, so I'm going to move you slightly into a worse position so I can doom even more people. But we get the kill. That is the worst covering position ever. Especially at night. Especially when we've only killed 2 of them. But dear God, did that work. So we continue. And I'm lamenting the low number of time units everybody's got at this stage. It's just, they've got none. Watchchild, strangely, has more than most. More area this up, and... Yep, new alien spotted. Hit has been made, but I don't really have an angle at all to attack. So we duck, we carry on going, single shot this time. Hit. The thing with these aliens is you do have to kill them, otherwise they just regenerate and come back at you. And we manage another kill. So all in all, we've gone through a double ambush in the dark with very little time units, and by the way, Rochambeau is going around with no cover as a sniper. This is such an amazing plan. Sorry. This is such an amazing plan that I feel it's worth continuing. Especially since she's unsupported with no cover. So I send the Rams are after her. But I'll tell you what, this start could have gone amazingly wrong, amazingly quickly. In fact, very amazingly wrong, amazingly quickly. 3 aliens encountered, one of them right outside the door, one of them right across in the crossfire, another one hidden behind the trees. There are so many ways this could have ended with multiple deaths. But we've gone through the first bit, nobody's dead, nobody's even hit at this point. Such is the level of luck slash skill slash, yes, it's definitely luck, we are having thus far with these troops. So saving Andy in a normal shot, I decided to just run around, see what's there. Not a lot. After Baron, I decided to virtually give up on and have a look. Not a lot found, duck, hide behind there. Also, there's not a lot of good cover around. Pirate Joe moves to there. And Turbo Turtle runs himself around. I think such is my parent. I'm not sure I moved my shield troop at this point. Yeah, I do. Alright, so shield moves up basically to sort of extra support. That wasn't even the person he was aiming at, that was Pirate Joe. And we are sorry, sir. We are sorry. Your cookies are in the mail. Because you actually asked today, on the day I'm actually re-recording the audio to this. Your cookies are in the mail, sir. If you haven't received them yet, well, you can take it up with me next Killer Shadowhawk for Cookies Night. Which I'm sure will happen at some stage. So my sniper now has a job. It's find whoever shot Pirate Joe and get revenge. The problem is, there's absolutely zero cover for the 2 people on this side of the map to do anything about that. They don't have the vision to see high enough to actually do anything about that. So my hope is that eventually I'll be able to see with the Doctor. Like, even though I've got a good flare there, I decided to throw another one and just hope that expands the field of vision. It does just enough. So now I have multiple people. Most of my snipers are out of position, by the way, to make this shot. This is what I'm sort of working out here with Anya at this point. Too many trees in the way. Kitsumine also has the same problem. Too many trees in the way. Which is making his shot down to there even more impressive. I know he would have moved, but that's the problem. So I know roughly where he is. I decided to have a random shot in the dark. Hope I can bring up suppression or something. And, you know, we're just going to move up, hold up position, and await further instructions. Yeah, that's a better position for sniper, and I can run into the position I move Turbo Turtle into if needed. Don't you love missions with rookies that go amazingly well and then stop going amazingly well? I bring this up for no reason whatsoever. No reason whatsoever. So, the Doctor moves forward. And annoyingly, we can't see the problem. I do know where I can move that will get me killed, though. And when Warchild attempts this, not a lot happens. So at this point, I've run out of ideas. So I decided to play risky with Ramza. Once I've thrown that flare, I see the next set of rocks. I see somewhere I could in theory run off to. By the way, alien coming from the upper right now would be lethal to those two. Just saying. Everyone's in position, all against this one alien. Who we still can't see. So forward goes the mighty Ramza. And Ramza can't see the darn thing either. So at this point I am a little concerned he might have run back the other way. In fact, I'm so concerned that I'm actually remembering to put snapshots on people, and I'm just running... Did I run running back? I thought I did. No, I run Warchild back. And then comes the shooting. Suppression on our guy to start with. But nothing further. Now, I consider that to be him. Toss the flare, and we see pretty much confirmation that he has moved on. And that probably is him. Unfortunately, with half movement, I can just run myself behind a tree and see where he is. He's there. Unfortunately, this is another ingenious bit of positional play by this guy, in that the darn trees are always in the way. So up we move. We can now see, and we do have a shot, but it's not a very good shot. I still take it anyway, and manage to suppress again the Doctor for next turn. This, by the way, is amazing. I don't think that actually makes too much difference as long as I didn't hit, and I don't think I did, because I didn't have enough time units for a shot anyway. But at this point, I figure I have to risk Rochambeau and move her into the battle, make her slightly more relevant. I'm kind of doing that with the other two as well. Oh boy. I still haven't seen the UFO yet. And now both of them are suppressed, he moves up. It is legendary low accuracy helping us out massively here. But we now have an easy shot with Ramza, who earns suppression. I decided to throw caution to the Wibble and go for a normal sniper shot. Do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. He is suppressed, of course, so we can afford to move up a little, but both of my guys are suppressed from last round anyway. And those trees are really annoying. They're better protection than most of the buildings in this game. They're arguably better protection than the rocks. Yeah, with all my options exhausted, I decided to have a go. Missed. He's suppressed, so he's not going to be moving very far. I figure I've done pretty much my job. I'll have another shot with Ramza in a moment. In fact, he didn't move at all. So Ramza gets another shot to finish things up. And earns the kill. So now it's hunt the ship time again. With virtually no cover. And me paranoid about everything. Everything. So we found the wall edge. We're fairly certain that we're safe there, and that means the UFO has to be along the area there. Just on the basis it's the only place large enough that we haven't really explored yet. But 4 aliens down, I'm feeling fairly confident at this stage, I think. I might not have been. I'd be feeling confident now if I was in an actual game like this, I think, maybe. So, I don't know. This is why I need live commentary, and this is why, unfortunately, it's annoying that I lost it. Good news is, I've now checked, and these are the only 3 videos it affects, so after this, it shouldn't hopefully be a problem. Alright, Rochambeau moves up, still hunting this darn UFO. We're now coming up against map edge limits, and this is where I'm sort of now debating where the heck could it be. Making sure I haven't missed any big UFO-sized gaps. And with that figured, I now know where it is. I think I do. I should know where it is. But we'll see if I work it out. In the meantime, reload. Rams has had a really good mission, actually, at this point. How things do change. And the UFO is found. So bizarre, we even have our shield troop as the first sort of attacker. So now, rookies versus Sebulans in one of the most defendable UFOs. What can go wrong? What can go wrong? Well, nothing just yet. We have to save the wrongness after all. This is also another one of the UFOs that's really awkward to position for supporting, because you'll notice there's not a lot that's easy position-wise, especially with a giant rock across. That means the magic criteria of being A, in cover, and B, able to shoot inside the ship. It just doesn't really exist. And I'm still half concerned about people coming out and shooting us, so... half concerned, because I made that move. nothing in air. So, moving on. Out comes the alien. Shot from... That wasn't from Ramsey. It can't have been from Ramsey. It would have been 10 shots if it was. Shot from somebody. So Anya moves up. I now know they're also prepared by the door. They've had a look out. So, Rochambeau moves forward. Ducks and turns. No time units, but hey. It was probably Kitsumina who had the reaction fire them. And I have lots of heavy weapons ready. So Turtle moves to the other side because I need the to look at it from the other direction, but you have no cover in that position. It's a really annoying position, and somebody unfortunately has to take that position. And in comes the Doctor, who, because the Doctor will have to turn, doesn't really have a reaction either. So as you can see, I am perfectly prepared for this. Nothing happens. Except that there are 3 of them. Yeah, I was not expecting 3 of them. And also, this is the other side of the coin now. I have nobody who can shoot in. Except Anion, who has to shoot through his colleague to do it. This I consider a worthy move, I think. He even manages to hit, amazingly enough. I don't have any other way of really doing this, so I decided to run Rochambeau back. The hope being that I might be able to make a similar shot now. Unfortunately, I can't see the one that we got the shot on last time, and we miss. And overall, that's really ruined her position. So, got lucky. Got really, really lucky, because that would probably have been a death, normally, with 3 of them facing. But, annoyingly, we can get no shots off whatsoever. So I've moved forward. I go for the 3, get a double suppression. That's not a bad thing, because it now means I can move the Doctor if I so wished. Except he's got such a poor movement score that I can't actually get him close enough. So that is the only thing I can really do with him. So knowing he'll regenerate, knowing I'll then have another 3 to deal with, and the exact same situation to open up again, we kick in round 2. Rochambeau moves back. So you see, we're now sort of set up a couple of extra snipers now. If they open the door, we're probably going to get shot at, but do I really want to open the door at this point? Do I really want to open the door at this point? Do I really want to open the door at this point? I don't. I really shouldn't open the door at this point. I'm going to open the door, aren't I? I know what I'm like. I know what I'm like. That seems like an even worse positional play than when I would move the sniper. But apparently that's what I did. Open the door, kill. Or not. No, not that, because that's actually kind of works. Yeah, that's okay for a positional thing now. So you have 2 snipers who can see in theory. I decided it might be worth having another go next turn. Next turn, so I also have the heavy weapon as an option. You always want to have a heavy weapon as an option here. There's now 3 of them. And here I decide, throw caution to the wind, and shoot everything. I managed to luck out and suppress all 3 of them. That is beyond what I was expecting, because also I've knocked the cover out. So Rochambeau is first, but I move the War Child out because it's safe to move him. So Rochambeau, shot 1. Anion, shot 2. And there's 1 down. So the turtle goes for a another shot. I don't know why I go for that triple. It really does not really work unless you're really point blank. So it leaves the Doctor with no movement. And no angle either. Goes in, takes a shot. He's unfortunately exposed. But he's got half a chance because of the low accuracy of the Sebulans. I don't know why I'm trying to sacrifice Kitsumine here. But apparently I did. He actually goes for Ramza behind cover and furthest away, which really hurts the movement. Here we go. Got the suppression again, which means I just have to see shock wherever that's going to be. Fortunately, it didn't work, and I think that also means I can't get the kill here because this fails as well from memory. You can see how desperately I want to kill this guy, and it's just not happening. The good thing is he's at half health, but he's not going to miss that many shots. As I say, this is the defining mission in many ways. If they had a grenade, this would be doom. I still have that option, by the way. It's a really horrible option, so at the very least I'll make sure that he's not going to burst shot and kill everybody. That also was a very poor reply. Having to kill in the cover, it's meant that I got 2 shots with 66% chance to kill. And Dr. Baron earns his kill. And it is a mission. Unfortunately, Private Joe did die in action. Unfortunately, there were no civilians to save. Everybody else is promoted to Corporal. Promotions all round, the defining mission of Base Complex. And it means that we need to hire a new soldier. It could have gone a lot worse. It probably should have gone a lot worse, actually, considering there were 7 of them. We had the ambush at the start, losing only 1. And to be fair, we only lost 1 to the one that wasn't even being shot at the time. It was a missed shot that killed Pirate Joe. But here come the Jackal Armors and the laser weapons. I mean, with the Jackal Armor, he might have survived, which is a shame, but I didn't have any. Yeah, I decided on the priorities of laser pistols and Jackal Armors. I don't know why I prioritised the laser pistols, actually. We only have 1 person who needs it, that's the shield. So why I'm building 3 of them is beyond me, but, you know. You know, you can always sell them later, I suppose, at a loss. 40,000 to make, 20,000 to sell, I think they are, so, you know. Normal D&D style economics, I guess. Right, the video goes on for about another 4 minutes, but I don't think an awful lot's going to happen other than set up for the next video, so I might actually call this the audio section of this recording over. But again, apologies, I haven't been... The audio was lost for this one, so I've had to re-record it over the top, and to be fair, my voice is starting to go a little, so... Got 1 more of these to do, and then I'll be back to recording proper Xenonauts episodes, I think. So, enjoy the rest of the video in silence. Rapid fire lasers. Now this is important because it now means we've got the heavy laser cannon, which, to be fair, is one of the best things. We also have pulse lasers. Now we may have rocket tanks here, or Sebulan analysis. We now start that one off, so it's additional damage to them. We now have those. They do require alien alloys, but they are really, really amazingly good. Amazingly good. But also, rocket tank now gets upgraded to a pulse laser. And you may ask why, if it's a rocket tank, are we going to give it a pulse laser? Surely that doesn't make an awful lot of sense. Surely it should remain a rocket tank. We'll find out why later. You'll find out.